And all of a sudden, you see a young girl about 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. She's barefoot. She's just wearing a simple, very simple dress. She just comes out of the house and runs over to the orchard and just starts picking up some apples from the tree, like she has a little basket.
You spell magic?
I know who this is. Okay. Is she far enough away from the house that I can maybe take a look inside, like a window, and see if anyone else is inside?
I mean, the entire area isn't that big, but if you just sort of approach from the other direction a bit, then you can easily just basically be on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
To get close to the house, though, you will have to enter the circle, basically. Like, you will have to step over the perfect line that separates the mushroom place.
Let me check this thing for magic.
Okay. How are you gonna check this thing? Are you just gonna try and see if it looks weird?
Or
do you have a spell that you want to use? Otherwise, you can just give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, if I can do an Arcana check, or even just grab like a just fucking crit an Arcana.
All right. You look at it because it's really unsettling. You know, this should not be. And you look at it and you notice, not too far away from you, and you sort of go and check it out. In regular intervals around the circle are like small stones carved with runes set in. But the grass itself certainly isn't magical.
And I can't see if there's any kind of barrier where the grass starts and stops.
No, there doesn't seem to be a barrier. There's just a very sharp line between the grass and the mushrooms.
Okay,
and perfectly on that line are those stones.
Janice.
What?
I want to take out the mushroom that I picked up. Do you want to try and throw that inside?
Sure. You can do it.
Do I throw it far or close?
Just close. Just make sure it lands right on the border. Don't want to give any attention to anyone.
Alright, you chuck it in, and it falls to the floor. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens to it. It's just as if you had thrown a mushroom.
No, just wait a second. Just a second. Any minute now.
Boris, I don't think anything's going to happen. And I start like walking in towards the hut.
Alright, you walk in towards the hut. It's actually surprisingly nice because there are no spores anymore. Like, they also just stop in like a perfect dome. It's just, you know, a really nice area. The grass is soft and green and fresh. And you approach the house and you sort of look in and you see a room that's both living room and kitchen. And you see a woman stand in the kitchen. She seems to be baking right now. She seems to be making some dough. And she has her back to it, but even with that, she's just wearing like very simple, almost like farmer's clothes. But also even with her back to you, you can definitely tell that she is a very beautiful woman.
I'm going to just apologize and be kind of just lean against the door and just like be like
Alright, you just announce yourself to her?
Yeah, I'm just crossed arms, crossed legs. Just
Alright, she turns around, she looks very surprised. And yeah, she is really beautiful. Like, she has, black hair, she has bright blue eyes, pale skin. She looks very pretty. And, she looks at you surprised, a little bit alarmed. But, you know, she says, "Oh, I didn't notice we had guests. Hello, can I help you?"
Possibly. First off, what are you cooking? Secondly, who are you? And third, what are you doing in these marshes here?
"Oh, I live here, and I'm baking apple pie." And as she says that, the other door sort of swings open, and you see the girl come in, carrying a bag, carrying a bunch of apples. And she says, "Here, I got them." And then she like stops dead and like looks at you. And she's scared. Like, she looks scared. And she's like, who's that? And like takes a step back.
Now, not to worry. I was
the
just
woman
traveling.
just, yeah. The woman says, "Don't, relax. He's a guest." And the girl just sort of, comes closer, but half hides behind the woman and just puts the apples in the kitchen. And it just sort of peeks out behind her at you. And the woman just says, "Well, would you like to come in?"
Well, of course. I'm very sorry for intruding. I did not think such a lovely woman would be out here just baking apple pie. What is your name exactly?
Oh, right. Sorry. I guess I haven't introduced myself. My name is Karis.
Karis.
Itami. Oh no, that's Suksta. Suksta!
Yep. There goes the immersion. I'm Janice. Might I take a seat?
Yes, please sit down. And she motions to the table. It's the inside. It's very clean. It's very cozy. Yeah, it's just really nice. And she rushes around and she like goes to a counter and she says, "Do you want to drink anything? I have tea. I have some wine I brew. It's a bit strange, but not bad."
Karis, please. Sit.
No. Do you want something to eat?
Karis.
I just...
Sit.
She just nods and she says, "Alright, just tell me if you need anything."
Of course. You have been a very gracious host.
And she looks at the kid. And she says, "Listen, just go play outside." And the girl just, like, still curiously looks at you, and then just runs outside again. What are the other two doing, by the way, in the meantime, as Janice just walks in?
I will hug hard. Standing outside behind the barrier.
I'm staying with Boris.
Alright.
He will
Play
scream.
solitaire or something with my deck of playing cards.
He will scream in agony. Any minute now. Just wait.
Just gonna Boris like, this is a trap, right? He just walked into a trap, didn't he?
I didn't see no trap cards.
Yeah, the woman just, she grabs just a bottle and two cups, and she puts one in front of me, and she says, "This is some apple juice we recently pressed." And she, pulls herself out of the same bottle and takes a swig and just sits down opposite to you. And she says, "Well, what brings you here? Not a lot of people come by." Quite surprised to see an elf. It's been a while.
Is she human? Like, what race
She's
is she?
human.
She's human.
Human.
Well, I was merely just traveling through the marshes trying to look for something, and I stumbled upon what looked like a frog statue. I don't know if you know of it. Very close by. Had a very foul odor to it.
She just sighs and rolls her eyes, and she says, "Yes, the frog statue.
You know of it.
I know of it. It's where my mushroom garden used to be."
Might I ask, you obviously didn't create such a thing, yes?
No, it was a prank of one of my neighbors.
You have neighbors?
Yes, there are people living in this area. Specifically in this case, there are 2 fairies who used to live here, not anymore. Thank every god on this beautiful earth. And we had a bit of a dispute about whether or not they were allowed to steal my apples. And more specifically, my apple pie. I told them no, and that was their answer. And I haven't managed to get rid of it, so it still sits there. And I had to
quite surprised.
make a new mushroom garden.
Well, it is lovely.
Well, this one isn't the mushroom garden, this is just where we live. It's the opposite way this time.
Might I ask, why are you living so far into the marshes? Why not in Saltmarsh?
I'm not fond of people, really.
Is that because you're a druid?
Oh, I'm not a druid, no. She laughs and she says, "No, but there is a druid in this area. I don't know where he currently is." Going on rambling about having to deal with the demons. Not quite sure what he's up to these days.
Sorry, did you say demons, dear?
Yes. You don't know about it?
Well, I've heard stories
Pretty much
about
everyone in the swamp knows about it.
some sort of dark apparition in these swamps, but nothing more of that.
Oh, okay, yes. Well, it used to be quite a nice place until a few years ago. There's some madmen, some cultists. Not that I have anything against cultists, don't get me wrong. They're usually friendly chaps. But they managed to open a half-working portal into the abyss, and ever since then, like, bits of the abyss have been spilling over and made quite a mess of the area.
Okay. And you still find it safe living in the area?
I haven't had any trouble so far.
I'm sorry, but if you're not a druid,
Yes.
then how did you manage to make such a beautiful plot of land, and grow apples, and have such a lovely shack that's clean in such a dirty place?
Oh, that's just, I just keep good care. Make sure to dust off the shelves once a week. There are some mushrooms that you can make into soap. Very good soap. Better than you would ever be able to buy anywhere in any of the towns. It's fantastic, I tell you. It keeps the windows impeccably clean.
Was the one that I picked.
She laughs and she looks at you and she says, "But I do believe you mean why there is nice lands when there's mushrooms everywhere." I know a little bit about magic, and my mother taught. Kind of. I never really had formal education. My mother taught me a few things, and she taught me how to make a nice little barrier. Actually, I did not make this barrier, I just maintain it. I believe her grandma made it.
Okay. So this plot of land has been here for a while.
Yes.
Passed down through generation.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if somebody with spell magic would come over.
That would be a shame, yeah.
Please don't
That would
anger
be
the pretty sorceress. And your husband is no longer around, yes?
Oh, I've never had a husband. I don't bother with that.
She is not your daughter then, or?
Oh, I just found her and decided to take her in. What was it, 2-3 years ago now? She was just wandering out there, the poor thing.
Right. Can I insight her to see if she's, like, being truthful with everything she's said so far?
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Come on, roll 20.
Yeah, I'm waiting for roll 20 right now.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Awfully slow lately.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been weird. Like, even character sheets I've already opened just take ages. Let's see. Oh, come on. I know how to use roll 20.
Damn it.
Yeah, she seems quite truthful. In fact, you know, it's really hard to sort of concentrate yourself on what you're talking about. Like, she is so beautiful. Like, she just... Your eyes are just drawn and you keep thinking about how goddamn pretty she is.
People are thinking, what's that smell? The apple pie.
I can't message Boris, damn it. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're just a very attractive woman in the middle of a hut, in the middle of the marshes.
Oh, don't.
Oh, believe me, I'm trying not to flatter you.
She looks a bit embarrassed.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, you wouldn't mind if I just get up and leave, then would you?
No, I mean, if that's what you wish, of course. It was if you have to leave, that's fine. It was very nice talking to you.
You wouldn't happen to know if there's an artifact in this area, would you?
An artifact? Oh. Can you be
It
a bit
looks
more...
like a crab. An apparatus.
Crab. No, I don't think so.
So you just bake pies? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I live here. I'm just baking a pie because it's the little one's birthday.
Oh, how lovely. But what else do you eat?
Well, I take care of the garden, of the orchard. We have some chicken in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to the mushroom garden. I sometimes people come through and I trade medicine for them and food. And, you know, things I can't make myself. It's a peaceful life. It's very nice.
I'm not entirely convinced.
Do you say that?
Yes, actually.
Okay. She looks at you and she says, well, what else would you do here? There's not really that much around.
Get out of here.
Well, I mean...
you guys outside, you see the little girl, and she had gone and actually is now playing with one of the chickens, who seems to like her quite a lot, and they are playing catch, apparently, from what it looks like.
What kind of sick illusion is this?
I know, right? I bet it's a goblin.
Or kobold, whatever.
Just like twisting the handle.
Yeah, Shadows, as you're talking now, she's sort of she's getting back up and she's getting back to continuing making the pie. Like, she started taking a knife and she's like chopping up the apples right now. But might I ask what you are doing here? I mean, you just bumbled into my hut, our hut. What brings you here? I've not seen elves in a long time. And, like I said, not a lot of people come through.
Well, probably because most of my tribe got wiped out. But, you know, like I said, I'm just looking for an artifact. Any information to its whereabouts is always useful.
Oh, I don't think I can help you there. Your tribe got wiped out. That is horrible. I'm very sorry.
Oh, just a fire-breathing dragon. No big deal, really.
She like turns around and looks at you like her eyes are wide. She looks horrified. She's like, a dragon? That's... okay. Well, like I said, my condolences. And she goes back to chopping up apples.
You seem... I'm gonna like actually get up from the table, take my apple juice, and like walk over to her, leaning against the kitchen bench. You seem a little nervous, dear. Is everything alright?
I mean, you mentioned a dragon. That sounds scary. I heard stories of them, you know, leveling entire cities.
Yes.
I mean, what if one of them comes here?
Well, luckily you're in this lovely hut.
Oh, I don't think my hut is gonna be much protection against the dragon. Can you do me a favor? Can you reach up there real quick?
Of course.
That green jar.
I'm gonna reach up and grab the green jar.
Alright. It's labeled it's labeled cinnamon.
Ooh.
And she takes it and she says, thank you. Yeah, she opens it, you know, adds some cinnamon and just starts making a nice mixture.
Is it powder or sticks?
It's powder.
Yeah. So...
What are the other two plotting? What's going on outside?
I think we should move out. Janice will scream any minute now.
And that's when we go in. That's the usual plan.
Okay, when we hear screams, we go in.
When he's running towards us, we run towards him.
Can I have some perception checks from you two? out there.
If he's running towards us, shouldn't we be running the same way?
Shouldn't we also be running away?
I'm too
Alright.
busy in the conversation.
Don't ask me, I can't read.
Boris is very, very, worried and sort of focused on the house where Janice is in. But, Strolgeg, you've kind of been watching the girl and the chicken play catch. You know chickens, right? Like, you've seen chickens they are there all the time. You kind of know that they can definitely form a bond with people, and kids like to play with them. But this chicken is actually playing catch. Like, this chicken just doesn't quite behave like a normal chicken. It's more like a puppy or... Yeah. It's like, it's not chicken-like. It's sort of messing around with the girl, they're joking. It's like it understands the girl.
It's actually playing catch.
It's actually playing catch. Like, properly.
Do you see that, Boris?
So, what? Hey,
A chicken.
Yeah,
Like
now that he points it out
dog.
to you, you also notice the chicken just not moving or behaving like a normal chicken.
Can you-
My eyes are old. Are you sure it's a chicken?
I know a chicken when I see one, yes.
Oh god, it is.
Can,
Couldn't tell
Can
by the
you-
behavior.
can you dispel that? And not everything else?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Are you that surgical?
Look, I literally bring people to life. That's how great I am. You
See
know,
what
that's
happens.
what
Let's
someone
hide.
would say.
Let's hide and then do it and see what happens.
Well,
Do you want to secretly, stealthily cast Dispel Magic on the chicken?
yes. I'm not sure how to
Alright.
do it stealthily though. It requires a verbal sounds, so
I mean, they
Whisper.
are a bit away from you. I would argue that if you're just quiet, you
I
can.
could whisper, if I would whisper it
Yeah.
in like a decent distance, because the range is.
Yeah, you
150.
can whisper it. It's not like the girl is or the chicken. Neither of them are really paying attention either. They are very absorbed in their game. You should be fine. You'll be able to cast it without anyone noticing.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Hit the chicken. Dog. Whatever it is.
Abracadabra.
Can you post me the spell?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, 120 feet. There you go. That is perfectly fine. Okay. You point at the chicken. You cast your spell. You are very sure that your spell worked, and that it hit the chicken. And the chicken sort of, it like stops for a moment and like sort of shakes itself as if it felt something strange, and then it just keeps going. Doesn't,
Any minute
nothing. Nothing.
now. Any minute. Just a little longer.
It's still just playing catch?
Still just playing catch.
Oh my god.
Shadows.
Yes.
You are in the kitchen of a very beautiful lady, currently baking a pie. Seemingly doing a very good job at it. She seems to be very proficient at baking pies.
Mm-hmm.
And you also don't notice any weird ingredients or anything. It's just run-of-the-mill normal.
Even though this place seems completely ordinary, can I see anything out of place?
Give me an investigation check.
I want to see if there's something she's hiding.
Alright? Okay.